Okay, now this can be kind of confusing, getting oriented to reading these graphs and distinguishing what's what, okay? Seen a lot of results where people are telling me that the change in y involves a 1/2, okay? But there's no y value here that is 1/2, okay? The y values are 1/8 and 1. There's no 1/2 associated with this calculation, associated with y in this calculation. So these are your two y values, and we have to distinguish that. So when you approach the problem, take it one step at a time. Don't just guess at an answer. Say, okay, I need the change in y. To get the change in y, what do I need? I need two y values, don't I? So now, the next thing is, I got to find two y values. What are the y values? Well, they're the values you get when you evaluate this function at these points. You don't need the graph to do that, but the graph illustrates it, okay? So, a couple of ways I can write the change in y. That's a later y value minus the starting y value. Probably would have been better if I used ending. This ending and starting. Let's contrast that. Okay, so ending y value minus the starting y value, or the later y value minus the earlier y value. Okay? That's 1 minus 1/8. Similarly, the change in x is the ending value of x minus the starting value of x. And that's 1 minus 1/2. Okay? Now we can write those values. 1 minus 1/8 is 7/8. Now you don't just write that down. Okay, because you did well with the first assignment of fractions, adding and subtracting, common denominator and stuff. But we want to keep reinforcing that because you're going to have to do it with symbols soon enough in this course, this course and in your credit course, your 161 course. This is credit 2. 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. Now, your average rate is change in y divided by change in x, which equals 7/8 divided by 1/2. Now there is an assignment on multiplying fractions and dividing fractions, okay? Comes later in this course. You might want to, if you don't understand this, you might want to look ahead and do that. It's a pretty easy assignment. I delayed it because we don't do a lot of division of fractions, but right now we've got to be able to do it. So this is 7/8 divided by 1/2. Because the fraction thing that means you're dividing this by this. When you divide fractions, fraction you're dividing by, it's inverted as a reciprocal, and you change the multiplication. There's your average rate. Okay? Also, an important aspect of this that your open math, your text, and everything else tells you is that it's the slope of this line between this point of the graph and this point of the graph. So the slope is the average rate of change, which is 7/4. That's the slope of this line segment that joins the 2 points. Those are the things you really need to understand about the average rate of change. There's more. We're not going to cover the entire 161 section in this course because this is to prepare you for the most basic things about each section. Okay? Each topic, covering the most basic things, and then you have more involved things in your 161 course. Not all that much more involved, but here we're going to concentrate on the very fundamental basics so that you are in a position to master at least that much, which will, I believe, be enough to get you through the course. Okay? Succeed in this course, but mainly succeed in the Math 161.